Hello everyone. So many of you ask, how is India doing in comparison with the rest of the world when it comes to fighting coronavirus? Now I do have some statistics for you, and some of them are a little disturbing. If you take a look at the growth rate right now, and Parakars again put some of these numbers together. If you look at the growth rate of some of the countries that have the highest number of COVID cases, India is actually seeing the highest growth rate of cases anywhere in the world right now among the big COVID countries. It's actually COVID cases in India are growing faster than in Brazil, than in Russia, than in USA, than in many of the cases that we keep talking so much about when it comes to being coronavirus hotspots. So cases are growing faster in India than in any of those countries, and perhaps even more worrying, even active cases are growing faster. Now, the growth rate has fallen down, including for active cases. It's not as high as it once was. But it's worth pointing out that this is actually true across the world. Growth rates have come down. Once a certain number of cases are reported in a country, the growth rate tends to come down because the base is higher. India, the base is high, but the growth rate is still persisting at a slightly higher level than we are seeing even in Brazil or Russia or the USA. So we've got to hope that does start to come down. If you look at the overall numbers, where does India rank in comparison with the other countries in the world? In terms of total cases, India right now is at number 4 after the USA and Brazil, and it's going to be really tough, I think, to catch up with those countries. And Russia is at number 3, and then comes India. That's in overall cases. When it comes to the number of deaths, there India's rank is a bit behind, because remember, we saw countries like Italy and others, France, even Mexico, not that many cases that we are seeing in India, but the number of deaths much higher. So India is at number 8 rank when it comes to deaths. And when it comes to tests, with more than 7 million tests now being done in India, India is at the 4th rank also when it comes to testing. Now, this is in absolute numbers. India's got 1.3 billion people who live here. So obviously, many would say that you've got to look at per capita numbers. How do any of these figures compare on a per capita basis? So the interesting thing is that India is not in the top 100 on any of those counts. When it comes to cases per capita, which is cases per 10 million, per 1 million person, or cases per 10 lakh people, in that case, India is at the 117th rank in the world. When it comes to deaths per capita, India is at the 108th rank in the world. That's the number of deaths per million people. And then when it comes to tests, then again, if you're taking the tests per million people, then India is at the 139th rank in the world. And this data is, of course, as per Worldometers, and you can take a look at it yourself. So overall, that's where India ranks top 10 when it comes to total numbers, not in the top 100 when it comes to per capita numbers. That's a one-line way of summing it up. But that growth rate, we've got to start slowing the growth rate down, because our absolute numbers now are pretty high. Here's a quick look at all the big stories of the day.
Delhi's Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia on Wednesday wrote to Home Minister Amit Shah requesting him to intervene and roll back the new COVID-19 testing rules in the capital. Sisodia in his letter said that it is not a fight between the Amit Shah model and the Arvind Kejriwal model. The centre and the state have to minimize the inconvenience caused to people. According to the latest rules, all new coronavirus patients will have to visit a government-run quarantine or assessment centre, where the doctors will check them and then decide whether the patient needs institutional quarantine or home isolation. Earlier, a team would visit the patient's home for assessment. Sisodia said that the new order adds to the burden of the already strained healthcare system and should be revoked.
The national capital on Wednesday witnessed a spike of 3,788 COVID-19 cases, taking the total tally to 70,390 and 64 more deaths. As many as 2,124 people have recovered in the last 24 hours. Till now, 41,437 people have recovered, while 2,365 have succumbed to the deadly disease. According to Delhi government data, 19,059 COVID-19 tests were conducted on Wednesday. In total, 4,20,707 tests have been performed so far in the national capital.
Every house in Delhi will be screened by July 6th, the government said as it revises its COVID-19 response plan. Delhi on Tuesday saw the biggest single-day spike in cases after it crossed the 66,000 mark. Now Delhi stands at second position in the country behind Maharashtra in terms of total coronavirus cases. As part of the new Delhi COVID response plan, all containment zones will be reviewed, redesigned by June 26th, and the screening of every house in these zones will be done by June 30th. The screening of the rest of Delhi will be completed by July 6th, the new plan states. For an estimation of infection in Delhi, a sero survey will start on June 27th, results of which will be out by July 10th. India's COVID-19 tally has crossed 4.5 lakh cases. As per the Health Ministry's latest data, in the last 24 hours, India recorded over 15,968 cases, which is a record high, taking the total tally to 4,56,183. The number of deaths reported in the last 24 hours were 465 deaths, taking the total death toll to 14,476 deaths. Maharashtra has recorded 1.39 lakh coronavirus cases alone, while the cases in Delhi crossed the 66,000 mark. Delhi's everyday increase is higher than that of Maharashtra.
Rahul Gandhi on Wednesday took a swipe at the Modi government's Unlock 1 move, which is a three-phase plan to lift stringent restrictions imposed to stop the spread of the coronavirus. The Congress leader drew attention to how Unlock 1 has unlocked the petrol and diesel prices and resulted in a sharp increase in the coronavirus caseload. In a tweet, the Congress leader attached a graph detailing the northward spike in both COVID-19 cases and fuel prices.
Trinamool Congress MLA Tamunash Ghosh, who had tested positive for coronavirus in May, died on Thursday morning. 60-year-old Ghosh was the first legislator to fall prey to the pandemic in West Bengal. The three-time MLA from the Falta Assembly constituency in South 24 Parganas district was admitted to the hospital after he tested positive for the disease. He had several complications related to the heart and the kidney. Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee tweeted her condolences, saying he had worked for the party for over 35 years and he has left a void that will be difficult to fill.
Mumbai recorded 824 new COVID-19 cases on Tuesday, the lowest in the last 40 days, taking the tally of coronavirus infected in the maximum city to 68,410, and the death toll in the city reached 3,844, with the addition of 107 fatalities reported on Tuesday. Maharashtra, on the other hand, kept the trend of reporting more than 3,000 COVID-19 cases per day, as seen for the entire last week, by recording 3,214 new infections on Tuesday. Maharashtra is only testing symptomatic patients as per ICMR guidelines, which, according to some experts, doesn't reveal the true extent of the spread of coronavirus.
Patanjali's self-claimed COVID-19 medicine has run into more trouble with the authorities. According to news agency ANI, an officer of the Uttarakhand government's Ayurveda department has claimed that Haridwar-based Patanjali, promoted by Baba Ramdev, didn't mention novel coronavirus when they applied for a license to manufacture and market the two drugs they now claim cures COVID-19 in 7 days. The official said the license was issued for immunity, cough and fever medicine. Ramdev announced that Patanjali has found a cure for coronavirus on Tuesday, after which it was ordered by the center to stop publicizing the medicine.
Figures collated by Johns Hopkins University show that the total number of virus-related deaths in Latin America and the Caribbean is now more than 1 lakh. More than half of these deaths have been reported in Brazil, where case numbers continue to be among the highest in the world, behind only the United States. Mexico has over 23,300 fatalities. Both countries have taken less severe lockdown measures than many other nations, and neither have imposed nationwide restrictions. Peru and Chile have also been badly affected, with 8,404 and 4,505 deaths. Latin America now consistently reports more daily cases than the United States and Europe, and experts say the peak of the epidemic in some countries is still weeks away.